Hello, my name is Jeff Groat, Executive Vice President of Lionshare Company. We are here today to have episode 7 of the Roar and the Reason, which is our internal podcast. I am joined today by a very, very special guest, Kyle Meyer. He would be the Regional Director for 2 regions for Schneider Electric. Welcome, Kyle.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Can't wait to have this discussion, buddy. I'm glad you're here. A little bit about the Lionshare. Lionshare Company is the operating company for 6 subsidiaries. Those subsidiaries are Wadsworth Energy, Wadsworth Solutions, Wadsworth Service, Imperial Mechanical, Warner Mechanical, and Wave Electric. Well, today we're here to talk about a new program within the Schneider family, and it started off as a notion, and now it's coming to reality, Kyle, and it's called the Schneider One Team program.
Mm-hmm. The One Team approach, yep.
The One Team approach. A little bit about Kyle. I've had the privilege of knowing Kyle for quite a few years, not nearly as long as I knew his father Dean, who I'm very grateful for. I literally worked at Schneider Electric about 21 years ago, and Dean was my first boss's boss at Schneider Electric. He was the president of TAC at the time. Before he moved up the ladder in Schneider Electric, Dean was a very, very kind man, your father, and I know your mother as well. And Kyle, with that kind of legacy, there's some big shoulders there. You have to carry a burden, but in all honesty, and I've said this to you personally, and you definitely stand on your own 2 feet. You are an incredible person, and I have the utmost respect for you, and we've had these discussions. And you didn't start at the top. You started in the branch, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my career, as you mentioned, I'm a legacy, so it's always great to see family members going into the business as well. So I started with the organization with Schneider Electric close to 14 years ago. I started as a lonely intern within the Dallas branch, working both in the field, in addition to one of our modernization campaigns that we had at the time through iNet into StructureWare, or what EcoStructure is today. So that was my first program that I put in place. After my internship, I worked in the Dallas branch, where we worked as an estimator, developed into a salesperson, construction sales, and then ultimately moved into a TSM role, or territory sales role, that you were similar to when you were Schneider Electric. After that, Alexis Hart, now my manager again, she asked me to come into the national accounts side of the business, and I was able to work with 2 of our large national accounts to continue the modernization path and upgrading their technology that they'd been working with Schneider Electric for over 30 years for. So that was really cool to put those programs in place. And then 4 years ago, I was asked by Justin Lavoie to come over to be the director for the Central and West region for the partner channel. And I've had the privilege to work with Wadsworth for those last 4 years. And
it's been our privilege. Don't kid yourself. It really has. You've been very effective and very helpful.
Well, appreciate that. So it's a great partnership, and that's kind of where we're kind of driving to the future with this topic as well, right? So.
Absolutely. So the Lionshare Company I mentioned, and it's kind of new to a lot of people within Schneider. They're not even sure, like, what is that? Very, very familiar you guys are with Wadsworth Solutions, and Wadsworth Service. Wadsworth is an independent branch office, or independently owned branch office that represents Schneider Electric. So I've said this in episode 2. We talked about modernizations, migrations, and upgrades. But the emphasis, or the point of emphasis, was Schneider's not like Siemens and Johnson Controls and Honeywell, where they have hundreds of branch offices across the country. Instead, you have about 18 branch offices in the entire United States. But that is supplemented with about 190 partners, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct, yeah. Roughly.
What is that number now? Are we close?
I think we're at 183 is the last time I did the calculation, but that's managed across the country. So
that was at 220 at one time, right?
Yes. There's been a lot. At least in our market, we've seen some consolidation, and then people exiting the business as well. So
certainly,
it definitely fluctuates throughout the time.
So I know we want to get into One Team, but I guess one quick question for you. Mm-hmm. Things have changed in our business quite a bit. And I've been doing this for 30 years. It's hard to believe. What do you see as some of the major changes, or what are the obstacles that we face in the near-term future, the next couple of years?
Yeah, there's a couple pillars that I'm seeing change within the market. First is it's all about data at this point. I think we see it in our day-to-day lives. I see it in my kids' lives when they go to school, right? They're asking the Alexas, they're using the AIs to, help with homework and just to learn about the world. And that leads to that's one big pillar, but what powers that is the second one, which is energy, and how are we going to continue to produce the amount of energy that these new tools and resources require for us. And the last one that I see, at least on my day-to-day when I'm working with the channel, is the people that are willing to work in these service industries, and that we're at a very wave level where we're going to see a lot of retirement coming out. So how do we make sure that knowledge base that everyone has worked within these facilities is transferred into the next generation is the key challenges I see on my day-to-day activities.
Those are some serious challenges.
Yeah.
I'll preface this next part of the conversation by saying Wadsworth Solutions, the lion's share company, or a lion's share company, we look at buildings holistically. Mm-hmm. And this has changed over the years. We used to be providing secure, safe, energy-efficient environments, to now, when we describe what the lion's share company is, what Wadsworth is we basically look at the entire envelope of a building. And we provide the best world-class services and solutions for that building. And it's something that we can't do without Schneider Electric. Mm-hmm. And being a Schneider partner for so many years and basing our business around it, they rolled out this program called Schneider One Team, or what are you calling it now?
One Team. Yep.
Schneider One Team. So Schneider One Team is this concept, this notion of taking some of your partners, such as Wadsworth, and allowing them to represent Schneider Electric on a much larger scale. And I'm not going to spell that out, but I did want to take a second and let you tell us your interpretation of the Schneider One Team program and how is that going to affect the market?
Yeah, so I think it's a great point. We're very early in the stages of this program, right? And we're learning from the betas and alphas we've done with the selected key eco experts in the territories that have been dual badged or triple badged. And when I say badge, that means you're an expert in the services or offerings that are provided through Schneider Electric. What's really driving this approach or this one team initiative is really what, as you said, the market. The market is asking for companies or service providers to be the one hand to shake, I guess is the correct way to say it. But as I said, we have a lot of people moving out of our industry. And when these end users or these customers find service providers that are reliable and consistent and want to move forward with them as a partner, they want to be able to bring in everything that eco expert can provide to them, because they really trust that person to actually execute work on their site. And so ultimately the one team approach is being driven by the market. You guys as Wadsworth and other partners within our organization are being asked to be MSIs across the portfolio. So enabling you guys to be given all the offerings that Schneider has and be that one provider for that customer is key to Schneider Electric's success as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Those are really good points that you make. We want to keep these brief, Kyle, and I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you. I appreciate our relationship with Schneider Electric. I've had the privilege of sitting on the national board for the partners for 6 years. Now I'm on my second stint on the international board from a global perspective representing the North American partners. I continue to see Schneider evolve, mm-hmm. and Schneider has become an outstanding organization. You too look at the entire envelope of a building. I always tell people we do everything in a building. We do not do fire suppression. Mm-hmm. We stay away from the wet side, and we stay away from elevator repair. And those are two things that we really have no desire to do anything with, and especially on the fire side, there's a lot of liability. Mm-hmm. Well, I thank you for coming in today, and I thank you for joining us. This is very helpful.
Perfect.
And as we grow the Schneider One Team approach, we're going to have further discussions. Hopefully I can have you back for another episode, and we'll talk about some of the success stories. But I appreciate your belief in Wadsworth, and I most certainly appreciate you allowing us to participate in this program, and we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah. I before we finish, I want to say one thing in terms of you kind of shared the partnership that we've had and your time and effort that you've put within our boards. Not a lot of manufacturers have boards or have partners that actually want to participate in it. So first, I want to say thank you for the 10 years of service that you've done on all our boards. And that's what really drives our product development and our strategy moving forward is when our eco experts tell us what they're seeing in the market. And you've been a great voice for all of them to accomplish that and driving our business, if that makes sense. So.
You're too kind, but I'm never too quiet of a voice. We know that.
There you go.
I never had an opinion I didn't express, but no, I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And Kyle, thank you for coming here today.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.